Good afternoon. Welcome to Brecknock Park here in Camden, Delaware. My name is Dion Patterson and I am the CEO and Underground Railroad conductor of UGR 3-Day Underground Railroad Experiences. I'm so excited that you're here today to go on this adventure with me. We'll begin our journey shortly on a little less than 2-mile journey through historic trails at the Brecknock Park. There is a bathroom around the corner and I'd like to invite you to take advantage of that because while we're on the trail there are no restrooms. It will take us approximately 2 hours and we'll return right back where we started. Today what we're going to do is explore the connection between the Underground Railroad and this historic park. I can't wait to tell you how Quakers, free black people, as well as enslaved people all work together on this incredible partnership on the Underground Railroad. If at any point you have questions, please feel free to stop me. This is your experience and I want to make sure that you get the most out of it. Come on in everybody. Come close, but please do not surpass this edge here for your own safety. But come on over this way so that you can all see the creek. All right, can everybody see the creek? What are some things that you think the creek might have been used for in the 1850s? It might have been used to ship goods. So this is called Isaacs Creek. Isaacs Creek flows into the St. Jones River in Camden. That river was a secret passageway. It connects to the Underground Railroad station of John Hunt. So just think for a moment what that possibility might have looked like if you were enslaved and you were in the area and you knew that this creek was your ticket out of here. So the Hunt property was a pretty important place. Not only was it an Underground Railroad station, which means that it was a safe house where freedom seekers could hide, but it also has the St. Jones River that flows in front of the house. So now not only do you have a place of refuge, but you have a portal of freedom. And so as this river flowed in front of the house and connected with the Atlantic Ocean, there was a free black man who was a captain of a boat, and he would come at night and pick up his cargo or his baggage, because we couldn't use the terms slaves or picking up people because we had to speak in code. And in 1850, it was illegal to assist fugitive slaves. And so those people who dedicated their time and sacrificed their own freedom to assist freedom seekers had to be extremely careful. And so code language was a big part of that. And so we have the free black captain who sails his boat in and picks up his cargo. And then we have the safe house that had a hideaway in the cellar. And then there was something else really remarkable about this property, and it was called Huntown. Huntown was a free black community that was built right on the property. It was comprised of single-room homes for emancipated enslaved people. So these are people who they were in bondage, but they're no longer in bondage. And they're living on this property where Underground Railroad activity is coming in, and they're working and making a living for themselves. So you had multiple things that were taking place on this property. You had the free black community, you had the Underground Railroad station, which was run by a Quaker family, and then you had the free black captain who was coming in, and then all surrounding the property within walking distance were enslaved people. And so So here you have the perfect example of how all these diverse groups were working together to partner for one cause, and that cause was freedom. Here is a picture of the Hun property. So John Hun didn't work alone. There were rarely any conductors who worked alone. It was a team effort. And when you think about the relationship to where Brecknock Park is to everything else, it was right in the heart of so much Underground Railroad activity. Just 1 mile from here was an area called Brinkley Hill, which was made up of all free black people. So these were people, some who had never been enslaved, some who were formerly enslaved and were now free, but they were working, they were homeowners, they were business owners, and this was 1 mile from a place of enslavement. And then another mile from here is the Camden Friends Meeting House, which was not only a place of worship for the Quaker residents, but it was a hideaway and a place of support for the anti-slavery movement. How many of you have been to a Walmart before? Okay, so we've all been to Walmart, right? Take your mind back to the 1850s, and I've given you a little bit of a description of who was working together. If you think about Walmart and standing in line, imagine you have an enslaved person who's checking out to shop for the person who is enslaving her. Then you have behind her a Quaker man, and this Quaker man is purchasing things for his home, maybe his secret hideaway. Then you also have Native Americans who are coming in, and maybe they're bringing their goods to be sold at Walmart. And then you have enslavers who are coming in the store, while you also have free black people who are at the store. And so in this line, it's representing the diversity of partnerships that were impacting the community, not just here at Brecknock Park, but in the greater Camden area. Has anyone ever heard of Samuel D. Burris? I'd like to share a picture with you of Samuel Burris, a man who was responsible for helping to free thousands of enslaved people, and he also hosted Harriet Tubman at his home. This creek, the birds that you hear, some of the older trees were also a part of the Underground Railroad story. Isaacs Creek was a gateway to partnerships between Quakers, free black people, and enslaved people. In your Freedom Seeker bag, you have a Quaker snack bar, which you're welcome to eat now, or if you'd like to save it for later, that's fine. But my hope is that when you are enjoying it, you'll kind of reflect on some of the things we've talked about, and that you will think about the risks that Quakers and free black people took, all for the benefit selflessly to help other members of their community. So now we're going to continue on our journey, and what I'd like you to do is to listen to the different sounds that you hear. Many of the native birds that were a part of the underground are still here. Pay attention to the rustle of the bushes and just kind of take everything in, because this was all the sights and the sounds of the underground. I hope you all enjoyed your journey with me. By a show of hands, how many people feel like they learned something new about the connection between Brecknock Park and the Underground Railroad? I hope that I've shared enough today to make you want to learn more and to stay connected with me. And so if that is the case for you, if you wouldn't mind just taking a few moments to take out your cell phone, if you could go to my website, and once you get there, if you can click on contact to join my mailing list, then I can stay in contact with you and let you know when our next events are coming. And if you are interested in learning more about Samuel Burris, you can go to the Delaware.gov website, and his complete story's on there. Trust me, it's a good one. And so thank you all again for coming. If you look up in the sky right here, you will see the North Star, which guided thousands of freedom seekers to freedom, and it's also going to provide you some light to your car. So thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful night, and I hope to hear from you soon.